Hello everyone and welcome to this monthly favourites video. Winnie has decided to join me for this one. Today's favourites are from September. I didn't do an August favourites because, to be honest, I was off for a week and then I was also off the bank holiday weekend, and the products that I used didn't differ that much from July, so I didn't do an August favourites. Today I don't have a huge amount. All my brushes and everything are kind of the same. I'm still loving what I was enjoying in my July favourites, so I'll link that if you haven't seen it already. But I do have a different builder gel for you and also a range of colours and glitters as usual. So let's get straight into it. So my first favourite for September is One Step. This is one of the Elegance builder gels. It is very runny. I'm not going to tip it up too much, but it's quite runny. I have noticed already such a big difference in the way that Extreme and Cool Gel move because of the temperature drop, even though it's not really that much. So I've been leaning towards One Step now because it gives me the viscosity that I really like to work with. There isn't really much more to say about One Step. If you are finding that Cool Gel or Extreme Gel is feeling quite thick at the moment and you want something a little bit runnier, give One Step a go. It is not as strong as Extreme Gel or Fiber Gel, so you can't really use it to sculpt with, but it's perfect for overlays, perfect for infills, so I'm loving it. I'm going to go straight into colours, and this month is actually a little bit different for me because all of my favourites this month are buttercreams. I have done more or less buttercreams all month, and I love them. I love the consistency, I love the formula of this colour gel, and so I'm more than happy to use buttercream on everyone. So the first one of my favourites is Just White. Last favourites I was saying how I was enjoying the white gel paint. I've gone back to the Just White buttercream. I just love it. You can't beat it for nail art because it just doesn't move. It goes on really thin, but I also really like it for full coverage white nails. It gives that perfect white. There's no hint of yellow, there's no streakiness with it or patchiness. It cures perfectly. If I'm doing a full nail with this, I do it in 2 layers, just because I find that it cures better, it lasts better, and you just get that seamless full coverage with the white. So yeah, first favourite of the month. My next one is At the Altar, and this was part of the, now this one I had trouble saying in a previous video. This is from the Make Me a Mrs. collection that came out in spring, and I love this colour. It's kind of a muted taupey nude colour, and it's really started coming out more now than when I actually first received it. When we first got that collection, we used the pinks a lot. We more or less just used the pinks. I didn't really use very much of the more nudie colours. But since we've had the Poets Palette, the autumn collection, I've used this one loads because it goes really well paired with the darker colours or the brighter ones, and it's just the perfect neutral without being too light. It's still got enough depth of colour. Up next is one of my personal favourites for the month, although to be honest, I actually love all of these colours this month. There isn't really any that I don't love, so it's very hard for me to choose a favourite for myself. This one is Telltale Heart, and this is part of the Poets Palette. It is stunning. It is, it's a really hard colour to describe because I find it looks different on everybody. So some people it looks more red, some people it looks more brown. It depends on the lighting, and it also has got a really beautiful shimmer to it. Anybody who, and this is going back a long time now, and most of you probably won't even know what I'm talking about, but When I was 18, 19, I worked for Nails Inc. and they had a nail polish called Covent Garden, and it was one of the most popular colours. I loved it, I wore it a lot, and this gel colour just reminds me so much of that colour. It's just one of those classic autumn dark shades. You can't go wrong with it really, and it's really wearable, although it's quite dark with the shimmer through it. It makes it a lot more wearable, so I have been loving using this on my clients. And then my final colour for the month is by far the most popular. I have been using this more or less on a daily basis, if not multiple times per day, and this one is Edgar Allan Pur-Poe. Now, the name cracks me up a little bit, but the colour is just absolutely stunning. I think you can even see just on this one, it's so vibrant. It's got that really lovely metallic shimmer through it, and it's just so nice. Everybody loves it. People that love pinks are loving this because it's kind of their way of going into autumn without being too dark, and people that do like the alternative colours are loving it because it's got that real vibrancy to it as well. So yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about this, and it goes on beautifully as well. One coat and it is full coverage every time. So I'm now going into the glitter gels that I've been loving for this month. These are a little bit more varied, and obviously the buttercream aspect has only just come in, but I'll touch on that in a short while. My first glitter gel favourite is Purple Rose. This one I just love. I bought it last, where are we? I can't remember if Olympia was in September or October last year, but anyway, I bought it at Olympia because I just love the colour. It's so nice. It's my kind of colour. I love the really vibrant purples, so with the fact that Edgar Allan Pur-Poe has been so popular, it's only natural that this one was going to come out at some point. So I have been loving this, and customers have been really enjoying it as well. As soon as anybody picks Edgar Allan Pur-Poe and they want glitter with it, I just kind of end up bringing this one out because it just looks so good with it. The next glitter favourite for September is Grace Kelly. I think this one came out in last year's autumn collection. I could be wrong there, but I feel like it came out in last year's autumn collection. I think it came out in the same collection as Betty Davis, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because this one's Grace Kelly and it was all names. They were all names of people. For us, Betty Davis was just so popular that when that collection came out, I hardly used Grace Kelly. Even though it's such a nice glitter, I just never used it. So it's been really interesting that actually I've used this one more this summer and autumn than what I did last year. It's really funny how it works out, but as you can see, we've got quite a fair way down the pot. We don't have a huge amount left. Anyone who loves Radiant, you'll love Grace Kelly. It's basically the same chunky pieces in there, but with a pink base instead of a silver base. So it's a no-brainer really. Looks really good with the bright pinks and the pale pinks, and can be layered over things as well because it has got that transparent base. Up next is French Press. This is a bit of an old classic for me. It was one of the first glitter gels I think I got when I first discovered like Elegance, and certainly the more kind of, I mean, we called this rose gold when we first got it before the likes of Betty Davis came out, and it's definitely still more of a rosy toned gold rather than a yellow warm toned gold. But I've really been enjoying this one again. It's one of those glitters that just goes on so beautifully. You don't need very much of it to give that full coverage of glitter, and it's been going down really well with all the autumn shades. This kind of glitter just goes so well with those really rich autumn colours, so I'm really happy to be using this one a lot again. And then my last glitter gel of the month, although I don't know whether I should call this a glitter gel because it's actually a buttercream, but it is a glitter, so I'm going to include it in this section. This is completely different for the buttercreams until now. We had with this ring in the Make Me a Mrs. collection, but that was more of a fine, delicate shimmer, and it had a lot of clear in there so that you could apply it over colours. But this one is more or less kind of a proper glitter gel. It's very different in that the pieces in it are kind of, they're irregular. If you look at a glitter gel closely, the particles in it are completely round, and in this one, if you look closely, they're almost like really fine gold flakes, and I don't know whether it's that or whether it's the formula, but they just lay so flat and smooth on the nail. I'm kind of amazed by this. I don't really know how it works, but all I know is that I love the effect of it. It gives a really high shine metallic finish to the glitter, and people have been loving this to go with the rest of the collection. This is also from the Poets palette, so yeah, been getting lots and lots of use out of this one. And then my random favourite for the month is my new drawer setup. So I think some of you may have seen in a video previously, there were a set of drawers that I really wanted to get for all of our colour and our glitter gels that Talia had put in her like organisational video at some point. And my mum and dad kindly bought it for me for my birthday in August, which was really, really exciting. And I put the drawers together earlier this month and have laid out all the colour and glitter gels. Now, it's not quite perfect yet. I need to get some kind of tray system because I put them all in alphabetical order and they looked great. But then when you're opening and closing the drawers several times a day, they start moving around and mixing together. So I do need to get something to help with that. But I am loving it. It's just so nice to be able to open the drawer and for all of the colours to be in one drawer, all of the glitters to be in one drawer. And it's all nice and clean and neat, and it just looks so much better than the system that we had before. So that's a little sneak peek, I guess, of a part of the studio. I've got some ideas of improvements that I want to make and things that I want to add into the studio, so I'm not quite ready to do a studio tour, but once those things have been done, then of course I will do a studio tour for you. And that's it. That is this month's favourites for September. It's not the longest video, but like I say, not much else has really changed. Just really, you know, the new autumn colours, which everybody is absolutely loving. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this one a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and if you wouldn't mind hitting the bell for the notifications, because you know, YouTube is not great at showing you what you're actually subscribed to. So if you could do that as well, that would be much appreciated. I will now sign off and see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye.